Welcome to Vision ProNotes for October 6th, 2025. I'm Marty, a faculty member at a Midwest University, podcaster, and an Apple product fan, and co-host of Vision Profiles, along with Eric Bolden, Dave Ginsberg, and Daniel Burkholder. I'm finishing and hopefully coming off the end of a terrible cold, so you might hear a little bit of that in my voice, but we've got a new supplement that we do called Vision ProNotes. You're listening to it right now. We highlight one or two key pieces of news that you'll be talking about on the show and Vision Profiles. And of course, we'll be talking about this later today when we record Vision Profiles. You can see it live streamed if you want to on youtube.com at Vision Profiles Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or watch the video later on YouTube or listen to the audio on your favorite podcast service. We generally do ProNotes on Monday mornings prior to the show, Wednesday morning, and Friday morning, so look for them then. Sometimes there just isn't a lot of news out for me to do a ProNote with. Well, today's ProNote, actually interesting article. The article's title is "This Startup Wants to Put Brain-Computer Interface in the Apple Vision Pro," and this comes out of Wired. Fairly reliable source. And we have the link for it in the show notes so you can go and check the Wired article if you like to. The goal here is to help people with severe speech or motor impairments communicate more easily by combining what they call brain-computer interface, or BCI-based control with the Vision Pro's spatial computing environment. Well, unlike the other headsets, the Vision Pro is set up to do kind of gestures, eye movements. Remember, they have that tracking now with eyes and things like that because it's so loaded with hardware that it can give you a lot of good possibilities, particularly with accessibilities. Then you put on top of that Apple having a focus on accessibility all along. This is a great mashup. Well, this group that's doing this is Cognixion, and it's not spelled like we spell cognition, but I'm giving you the pronunciation. It's Cognixion, and I'm pronouncing it Cognixion. It's a California-based startup that focuses on non-invasive BCIs, EEG-based, so they're reading brain waves, avoiding the surgical implants that occur with other options. Its mission is to establish communication for people with ALS, paralysis, and other conditions with limited speech. Previously, they built the dedicated Axon-R headset and tested it with ALS patients with some good success. Now, with the Vision Pro integration, they're going to be preparing a clinical trial with 10 participants using the Vision Pro modified with their custom EEG headband. So, the headband or EEG has typically 6 leads, and that will be built into the headband that the person will be using in this clinical trial. The system detects visual fixation and attention patterns so users can select items on screen by focusing on them. And with this, a neural computing pack is worn on the hip. So they don't have to go to an outside computer. The neural computing will occur in this computer that's worn on their hip, and it gives it the brain signal data that it can then analyze. Cognixion uses peer-generated AI models trained on the user's prior communications to predict words or phrases. So what's really unique about this is it's using previous communication styles and then using AI to be able to generate communication that fits the pattern of the person that's using it. One of the advantages is it's non-invasive. There's less risk than doing implants. It leverages a mainstream headset, or what we like to think is a mainstream headset, the Vision Pro, and its spatial computing ecosystem that's there. And AI can help support and overcome low signal resolution of the non-invasive EEG. So it's combining AI, and the hardware still involves extra components like a headband or a hip pack, and it's got to be eventually ergonomic and socially acceptable. So these are kind of regular hurdles. And then there's also the FDA-approved assistive tech product stuff that will have to come down the road. Apple's own accessibility protocols already allow BCI-style control of the iPhone, the iPad, and the Vision Pro. And we talked about competing efforts. Synchron, remember that company that was doing implants? We talked about a year ago. And there's trade-offs in terms of the precision versus the invasiveness of doing implants. But experts say that the AI-driven language models may help the non-invasive BCIs. So the takeaways are accessibility innovation is merging BCI with Vision Pro and could transform the headset into a powerful assistive communication tool. AI is the bridge that allows that to happen. And you want to look for in the future for early trials and how they'll shape the roadmap for how features could appear in a consumer-grade AR and VR device. Thanks for joining us for this Vision Pro Note on the emerging link between brain-computer interfaces and spatial computing. We'll revisit the topic in the upcoming Vision Profiles episode tonight with more expert insights and discussion. Remember to follow the live stream at youtube.com/@visionprofiles, Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch the recording later on YouTube or subscribe to the audio version on your favorite podcast platform. Our email is thepodtalknetwork@gmail.com. Our website is thepodtalk.net. And again, youtube.com/@visionprofiles. And I think my voice is just about wasted for this time, but thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.